Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning on this fine day. Hope you're doing well today. Ken at 10, as usual, reporting to you live from Southwest London today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the new rules around Section 21, or the removal of the ability to evict your tenant on a no-fault basis. It won't mean that you can't evict your tenant at all. You'll still have the very strong grounds for rent arrears, for instance, which often the reason people are evicting in the first place. And there'll be other things coming along to support and strengthen the existing rules, allegedly. I know it seems a bit tenant-sided if you're on the landlord side. Probably if you're a tenant, it seemed a bit landlord-centric for a long time. But I honestly don't think this is honestly the death of buy-to-let, as some are suggesting. It's certainly a tightening. It's certainly a slant towards the tenant. And we go through these cycles. We did go through it before with the Rent Act going all the way back to the 70s, and then the Housing Act, which kicked off the whole buy-to-let, the 88 Act, which kicked off the whole buy-to-let in volume. And now the private rented sector is thriving. It is massive. Rents achieved are high. They are good. The income is largely passive. Landlords are not going to just forego that because there's now no ability to evict someone on a no-fault basis. So I don't think it's the end of the story. Certainly, it's a tightening and a frustration for some landlords. I think more frustrating is Section 24, the ability not to be able to deduct the interest you pay on your mortgage, and ending up in a situation where you could potentially, if you're on a highly geared portfolio, be in a situation where you're not actually making any money at all. So I think that's far more significant than the actual Section 21 changes. And in fact, if you look at what the lenders are saying, which is the important thing, if the mortgage lenders are saying, we'll no longer lend on buy-to-let because this is something we're worried about, then we've all got to worry. But right now, all the lenders in the UK, none of them are changing their rules according to the no-fault eviction removal of Section 21. So I don't think it's as much to worry about as some would have you believe. In terms of the market generally, very busy in the north of 500k bracket here in Norbury and Streatham, particularly between 700 and 900 at the moment. Funny enough, it's very, very busy indeed. And sun is out. People are out in droves looking. Just got a new instruction on, finding lots of action on that and lots of valuations as well. So thank you to all of those of you that have called us out. It's always lovely to chat to you, even if you're not moving right now. Still love to come around and see you, build that relationship so that you know when you're ready to move, we're here for you. We've got your back. That's what I always like people to think. When we're marketing your property, you know that you don't have to worry about price, because that's one thing we've got your back on. We'll support you on and make sure you get the very best possible deal for your home. And then, of course, support you on the most important thing, which is the onward purchase. Now, some believe that the market is going to loosen up. There's going to be a lot more property available second half of this year. I'm not so sure. I don't think that's true. I think the market is going to be fairly tight on new instructions, and I expect there to be a slower volume of sales and therefore less availability as well. Certainly there's a tightening, a very slight tightening. We have seen the interest rates have had a slight impact in the number of applicants registering, but the number of applicants registering is still far in advance of the number of properties coming onto the market. And still we're looking nationwide an undersupply of property. I don't think that's going to change in a situation where there's so much uncertainty around and people are worried. The property market really does balance on confidence. How confident are you that things will remain the same? And if people aren't confident, or they're worried about their jobs, they're worried about fuel prices, they're worried about their situation financially generally, then, and of course, still the pandemic is still there lurking in the background, not least Russia as well. So there are all sorts of reasons why people are a little bit frightened right now. And that's one of the reasons why I think that there won't be as much property coming to market as you might expect. My advice to you is don't move when you think the timing is right. Move when it's right for you and your family's circumstances, because if you try and time it financially according to the market, you'll never call it. You never call the top any more than you can call the bottom, and nobody ever does. You know, there's this myth about, there's these secrets out there, and if you follow the 18-year property cycle and the rumors around that, then you can time it exactly right. It does seem that there is some sort of 18-year cycle, but the beginning and end of that is also up for debate, and it never quite follows that exact pattern. There's always a bit of variance there also. So my advice to you is, if you think you're moving and you're doing it because your family circumstances have changed, the market's strong. You can sell, have confidence in doing that. It's going to be more of a struggle to find, but until you're under offer, you won't really be in a position to secure the new one. And you want to get onto those agents VIP lists, the A lists, the people that they're going to ring first when the new instructions come around, because there's also an invisible market out there. And what I mean by that is there are some vendors that don't want their properties widely exposed. They just want a little private sale. They want a few people around, selected by the agent, no board, no internet advertising. And if you want to be on a list to get one of those, you've got to be in a position to buy it when it comes up. And that means being under offer. So if you're serious about selling, number one step, get your property on the market, get it under offer. And then once under offer, move to stage 2, which is the serious hunt. And if your agent's good and looking after your interests, they'll also help you with that onward hunt. We certainly do for our clients. So that's it for today. Hope you're well. And as far as the market's concerned generally, I think it's going to continue to remain sustainably high for some time to come. Of course, when you look at the outer regions outside of London, they've had meteoric rises over the last couple of years. London has lagged that. It could even be that London's got a bit of a way to go yet. My suspicion is that we're seeing a slowdown, and what I suspect is that we'll see prices just stay where they are, maybe increase slightly, but I don't think we're in for any meteoric rises for the rest of the year. Just a gut feeling, just an opinion. Look back on this in 6 months' time and see whether it's right or wrong. So I hope you're doing well. Look after yourselves, and if you can, your friends and family. We're back tomorrow with another edition. Until then, stay safe and well. Ciao.